He promised integrity, he vowed transparency, but now Keir Starmer stands on the edge of political destruction. A courtroom summons, a tangled web of secrets. And at the heart of it all, Rachel Reeves and her alleged foreign ties. What Starmer tried to hide is now dragging him into a storm he may not escape. This isn't just a scandal, it's a reckoning. And for the man who once prosecuted criminals, he may now be the one answering to justice. He was the man who was supposed to fix it all. The calm after the chaos. Keir Starmer, former prosecutor, proud defender of the law, handpicked to rebuild the shattered trust in British politics. A man with clean hands, a lawyer's logic, and a promise to restore decency in government. That was the image. That was the story sold to millions. But now, that image is crumbling and fast. Because behind the scenes, another version of Starmer was operating. One who didn't just overlook the rot but protected it. One who used his power, his influence, and his legal expertise. Not for justice, but to hide the truth. And now, that truth is taking him to court. The shocking revelations start with someone very close to him, Rachel Reeves, the Shadow Chancellor, one of his most trusted political allies. But according to newly leaked documents and confidential judicial disclosures, Rachel Reeves isn't just linked to suspicious conduct. She's allegedly tied to a network of foreign financial interests that may have manipulated labor policy from the inside. And where Starmer knew, not only did he know, he allegedly worked to keep the entire scandal hidden. According to insiders, Starmer actively dismantled internal checks designed to hold MPs accountable. He used his position to delay investigations, block inquiries, and bury internal reports that could have exposed Reeves. One audit was reportedly canceled just 2 days after a private meeting between Reeves and Starmer. Emails disappeared, whistleblowers were silenced, and all the while the public was told everything was fine. But everything wasn't fine. It was collapsing. Leaked financial records now suggest that Reeves may have overseen covert channels of funding, money flowing in from offshore backers, possibly from wealthy Gulf states. This money didn't just buy influence. It allegedly helped shape policy. Labor's platform, its promises, even its language may have been quietly engineered by interests with no loyalty to the British people. All while Reeves climbed higher and higher. All while Starmer protected her every step of the way. Why would a man so publicly committed to justice shield someone under this level of scrutiny? The answer may be even darker than the accusation. According to senior advisors within labor, including individuals who sat on expert panels routinely ignored by Starmer, Rachel Reeves possesses critical knowledge. Knowledge of how foreign influence quietly penetrated labor's core. She allegedly knows which policies were manipulated, which donors pulled the strings, and who in the party enabled it. If she falls, she could bring everything and everyone down with her and Starmer. He's acting like a man in panic mode. His legal team is reportedly scrambling to delay the case, challenge the court's jurisdiction, and bury key witness statements under layers of technical immunity. But that strategy is failing. A formal summons has been issued. Starmer must now face a court of law, not in a press conference, not with spin, not with prepared statements, but with real testimony. Under oath, before a judge. This is the same Keir Starmer who once said labor would set the gold standard in ethics, who promised the end of backroom deals, who told the nation politics would no longer be polluted by money and lies. But the allegations now say otherwise. They say he empowered a system that thrived in the dark. They say he silenced voices who tried to tell the truth. They say he raised up a colleague who was allegedly embedded in one of the most dangerous influence operations in modern British politics. And now that it's all coming out, he insists he didn't know. But how do you not know about meetings you personally attended? How do you not know about investigations you personally stopped? How do you not know when the person you're protecting may be the very reason the system is falling apart? It gets worse. The charges against Rachel Reeves aren't just ethical violations. If proven, they could amount to breaches of national trust, foreign-backed messaging disguised as local outreach, manifesto influence purchased by private money, and policy platforms written not for British voters, but for international power brokers. And instead of acting, he allegedly gave Reeves more authority, more visibility, and more power. He didn't stop the danger. He supercharged it. And when the alarms went off, he didn't fix it. He targeted the people ringing the bells. One senior advisor who raised red flags was quietly removed from their post. Another was reportedly threatened with legal consequences if they spoke publicly. These weren't isolated incidents. They were part of a pattern of control, a pattern of suppression, and a pattern of fear. But now, that pattern is exposed. The courtroom lights are on, the stage is set. And Keir Starmer isn't in control anymore. He's not the prosecutor now. He's the one answering the questions. And for the first time in his political career, there's no one left to hide behind. No script, no spin. Just the truth and the consequences. Because if these allegations hold up, if the documents are authenticated, if the witnesses speak freely, Keir Starmer may not just lose public trust, he may lose everything. The fallout could be catastrophic, not just for his leadership, but for Labour's credibility as a whole. The very foundation of its campaign, integrity, transparency, reform could collapse under the weight of this scandal. And yet, the public is watching carefully, relentlessly. The days of political deception slipping through the cracks are over. Voters are demanding answers, demanding justice. And if the court delivers what politics couldn't, the truth in Keir Starmer may go down, not as the man who saved Labour, but as the one who buried it. This is Britain Report. No spin, no distortion, just truth. If this story matters to you, don't stay silent. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're not finished.